invite you to share your thoughts on the sustainable business practices and what lessons can be learned from this COVID-19.
Sure. Thank you very much, Dr. Lipsa, for giving me an opportunity to share my experience on the topic allocated. Please allow me to share my screen so that I can share. Yeah.
Can you try again? Can you try to share? Just try if it works or not.
No, you have to give me the rights so that I can share the screen. Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay.
Now my screen is visible to everyone?
I think yes. Maybe it is taking a little time. Yes, we can see that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
You can make it as full screen. Please kindly do as that as. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Lipsa. So this is a very interesting topic for me as far as this webinar is concerned. And yes, sustainable business practices been before the COVID as well, and we have been doing a lot. And as far as the global, situations and the sustainability concepts are concerned, but because of this COVID outburst which happened in last 2-3 months that the world is facing, and there is a lot much. So here are my views, guys. Yes, the facing the COVID pandemic situation is an exclusion of everything else. The COVID-19 pandemic is a worldwide, well-being emergency. Simultaneously, it affects on the worldwide economy, as eminent panelists have already spoken on this aspect as far as the economic degradation is concerned in all the developed and developing countries as well. So this is exponentially increasing till we are locked down. The world is under lockdown. So with short and long haul business suggestions are there, because many. So now hope this screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So as I was talking about, the world is facing the pandemic situation across the globe, and we are here to share our experiences, views as far as the forecast and the sustainability concepts are concerned in the job. So I was, just discussing about the epidemic and the pandemic. So there is a basic difference, but if you see the normality of the events and occurrence of the, these illness are concerned, both are important of the concern as far as the declaration of these diseases are concerned from time to time. And as WHO has already, declared that, okay, COVID-19 is a pandemic, which is reference to a spread rather than it is severity. And almost lakhs of cases are there these days, and we are now facing of these challenges. So these are the implications, guys. I directly come to the discussion of the topic, and implications for the businesses are quite severe. But let's see and how the beginning, and also this is an again a quick recap from 2019 December 8 it was started, and January 29 2020 the WHO announced that okay, this is an pandemic, and coronavirus is creating the problem in our business as well as so guys, this is the hierarchy of the control which I believe that people should go for the adoption. So if you see from the most effective to the least effective, elimination is the so this is the length versus intensity. If you see the hierarchy of the controls of the COVID is concerned, so we have to see the intensity and the length of this situation. And here it is some graphical representation which is coming. So if you see the length and versus the intensity where all operations and banners are concerned, so in several months, then there is a some dead situation, and we have to bear with the patients, and we have to face the challenges and all. Otherwise, it is a case of temporal holiday. Other cases like temporal, takeaway that people can only, it's a matter of weeks. But now here you see, now people are forecasting, experts are forecasting for a year. So that we have to see from the length versus intensity of this COVID impact in our sustainable business. So guys, these are the new lessons from the COVID outburst, that pandemic lessons take a center stage. So as far as the discussion is concerned, so new lessons have been started, as I was emphasizing on the work from home. So changing the dynamics in HR due to work from home. So various, HRs, various professors, teachers, and school, environment organizations, even now people are working from home. So WFH is a new area as far as the sustainable business is concerned. And no doubt, yes, the effect on economy will taught us about the adoption of the business. Local, adoption is sustainability, because in a true sense, sustainability is that we are living in a long run, that we have to, nurture our business to a long run. So that we have to see and understand. So these are the new lessons which we have learned from this COVID outburst. And as far as the management of this anxiety is concerned, so here are some suggestive measures which I am sharing across with all of you. Is for you is avoid excessive exposure to the media coverage, connect through the calls and internet, add extra time to your daily stress relief practice and mental health. Because Dr. Lipsa, this is a really important aspect that we need to adopt, and we need to focus and align our businesses through these guidelines. So you can say it is a bit of guideline, but it is very important in playing a crucial role in our day-to-day life, right? As far as the kids, reassurance are concerned, that we have to talk them about their worries, because now kids are, under fear, as various panelists was emphasizing on that. We should not go with the, challenges, but we have to come out from this fear also. Okay. So this is really important for us. And yes, quarantine and isolation is the first and foremost solution, that we have to keep in contact with our loved ones and all, create a daily self-care routine for ourselves, keep ourselves busy in games, books, reading books, and some other focus work also, and focus on a new relaxation technique, that meditation. And I think people were doing it, but now because of this lockdown, people have started as a usual practice, and people are benefiting as well. So guys, this is the another insight as far as the commitment and environmental social governance are concerned. So here are certain questions which I have posed and discussed, and found out that, are you demonstrating the leadership? So it is our duty to we have to demonstrate the leadership in a good corporate culture, and this is the same solution which I would like to recommend for the sustainable and future businesses, also for all key stakeholders. So in the terms of employees or in terms of the business also. So, and then another question is your commitment to abide by local public health guidances that we need to follow. So the answer is we need to follow the public health guidance also given by public and department from time to time, that we need to understand, and the impact of virus spread prevention, which should be clearly communicated to our neighbors, to our society, and to the masses in a way which we can do it. Social media like WhatsApp, Facebook, and so on and so forth. And another question is, have you checked, reviewed, or your business continuity plan? This is really important for all of us, that we need to look at that. Okay, what I'm going to make a plan as far as the business is concerned, whether it is really updated if it is necessary, to determine if it is contemplates the scenario. So this is really important for all of us to understand and engage ourselves in long run as far as the business continuity plan is concerned. Another last question is, have you engaged the compliance function to monitor the compliance with BCP policy, like business continuity plan and its procedure? So we need to understand that and demonstrate the leadership also as far as the commitment, social and governance are concerned. This is the another outlook which I would like to reiterate here also, the role of CSR. CSR was also there, but
Continue.
so as I was, yeah, I was muted. I think some interruption is there in the connection, but no issues.
No
I
worries.
will manage it.
No worries.
So I was just talking about these demonstration of the leadership qualities and a good corporate culture is concerned. So CSR is another area where we need to understand the before situation 2019 and after the COVID 2019, that is in 2020. So CSR, as far as the 50-year participation of the CSR is concerned, which has built a key vehicle of estimating and detailing the organization more expensive effects on the earth, as well as the social responsibility to partner with the other organizations, including the financial specialists and the general population. So the year 2019 was the setup for a huge CSR change in the ecological domain, somewhat filling the hole and coming out with because of the progress on natural and environmental change laws. I think these are the laws, again, we have to reinforce in some way or the other to manage with the CSR change. Thusly, 2020 started with the energy to transform 2019 primary activity without any hesitation, despite of the fact that we are now suffered and impacted a lot from the COVID 2019. So at the point the COVID 2019 pandemic emerged, before the finish of 2020 first quarter, the world's economy quickly moved from developing to the protecting business. So now we all are now deliberating the different aspect, as this webinar is also on the finding the solutions for after the COVID impacts, right? So this is really important for all of us to understand the importance of this situation, and we have to find the sustainable solution. So protecting representatives quickly retooling assets towards the worldwide battle against the pandemic and safeguarding center activities properly caught the full transmission capacity of the corporate pioneers. So that we need to understand the importance and the really, characterization of this corporate participation in our life. So we need to understand and recharacterize that 2020. It means that we have to understood the problem, and we have to find ways to survive, as many of the panelists were talking about, that it is a case of survival. Yes, no doubt it is a case of survival, but without business it is the survival would be very difficult for us, right? So however, in spite of these difficulties, CSR will progress in 2020 regardless of whether it takes an unexpected course in the comparison of the force. And on the off chance that 2019 was every time of a restored center about CSR. So CSR is an important role where now organizations have to look at again and to participate, to contribute in CSR, which will be another basis for the social upliftment, right? So this is another social aspect as far as this is concerned. And guys, these are the companies need to rethink and act across the 5 horizons. So these are the 5 horizons. Cases resolved. So we need to address the immediate challenges that the COVID represents to institution, workforce, customers, technology, and business partners. Second horizon could be resilience, where address near-term cash management challenges and broader resilience issues during the virus-related shutdowns and economic knockdowns effects. Third point, I think one of our eminent panelists was talking about the returns. So here is also the another 5 horizon is the return. Create detailed plan to return business to scale quickly as far as the COVID situation evolves and make out the effects become clearer. So slowly, yes, the return would come, but definitely we have to be very much patientful as far as these returns are concerned. The fourth horizon could be reimagination, that we have to, rewind the entire business. We have to think and we have to use this lockdown time to reimagine the next normal, situation. So what a discontinuous shift look like to and implications for how institutions should reinvent. So as we have seen that institutions, corporate organization, MSMEs, as government of India is now pumping lot of money, like 20 lakhs of crores have been announced by Honorable Prime Minister of the country. So we have to reimagine each and every infrastructure and business in up to the sustainable manner. So and here the time comes as we have to understand and find the ways. So as you correctly mentioned, Dr. Lipsha, that now the time has come that we have to seriously think about we, but not I. So this is really important for all of us to rewind the business again. And the fifth horizon is reform. So be clear about how regulatory and competitive environment as far as the industry may shift is concerned. So companies really need to think and act across these 5 horizons sustainably. These are the, some of the, steps you can say that what can suppliers do, because supply chain is also a very important area which can play a very lead role as far as the sustainable businesses are concerned. So review the relevant force majeure provisions are required. Review of the BCPs are required to conduct the crisis management test. Observe the different, health practices, best practices to understand under the regulatory standards. What are the health and sustainable conditions, but best practices are concerned. And the monetary travel logos are also there. We need to the items that suppliers can do. Yes, am I audible to?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So these are the areas where the suppliers can participate. As I was emphasizing on, always protect the workforce, keep the business continuity plan, assess the risk to and identify the vulnerabilities, and review the hygienic conditions and ensure the redundancy with the critical vendors. So these are the some of the guiding principles for the suppliers to move forward. Yes, one of the list which we can share across the globe, that what workers can do and what employers can do. So here you can see the point by point. These are the two column metrics. So where you can see that what can workers do. So efficiently social dialogue at all levels is essential for quick and effective action. So this is the first priority as far as the workers participation is concerned. On the other side, the employers can do and educate the workforce, communicate regularly with the employees. So likewise, these are the different points if you see. So I'm emphasizing on only important aspects. So other one is the avoid touching your face, cover your mouth while coughing and sneezing and all. So these are the health safety is comes first when any manpower is concerned. So I hope you can admit that first is the health priority rather than the wealth. So without compromising the health issues, that we can't go for and think for the sustainable business. But equally and parallelly, that we need to understand the equal participation of the workers as well as the employers. So like, employers can quarantine, potentially expose their employees. Now these days, if you see, I was just going to the, business news that most of the organization, they have adopted the, automatic sanitizers. They have installed in the near the, premises in their offices for the safety, for the health safety of the workers and the employees. So this is a really good step as far as the employers' participation towards their employers and so on and so forth. The 12 ways where leaders can address the COVID-19. So these are the 12 important ways where sustainable business can also be really a sustainable business. So first is the update the intelligence on the daily basis. Beware of the hype cycles or new cycles which are coming across the society. Don't assume that information creates the informedness. So this is a really important aspect as far as the third point is concerned. Fourth one is the use experts and forecast carefully. Do not be panic and don't use or mislead the data from one information to the other information. So use the experts and forecast carefully and then go for your decision making. Fifth point is constantly reframe your understanding of what happening is there. Sixth point is beware of the bureaucracy, that whether the bureaucracy is internally or externally or it is superficially. So that we have to be, so it is in caution for all the employees and employers that we need to understand and we should not be a part of any bureaucratic system. 7th point is make sure your response is balanced across the dimensions because these dimensions could be based on your business, this could be on your type of business, this could be on your work profile and so on and so forth. 8th point, you can think for use resilience principles in developing policies. So use the resilience principles in developing policies means those policies which are under the formative stage that we need to understand the importance of these policies and we have to follow these policies efficiently. 9th point could be the prepare now for the next crisis. So now, world is facing for the COVID-19 and also, but we have to be ready in totality that there could be another crisis severe than the coronavirus. So this is also another point. So I can define in a one word is that we have to go for the preparedness. So one, preparedness is the solution. Like we need to understand that similar kind of impactful situation would arise. God helps that we will not face any problem, but we never know that because the world is dynamic. Anything can happen at any point of time. So it is really important for all of us to prepare now for the next crisis. 10th point could be don't rely on intellectual preparations also, because sometimes these intellectual, these foresightedness or futuristic dimensions also not playing a very important role as far as the current or real situations are concerned. So this is another submission for the people or the masses that don't rely on the intellectual preparation. Yes, intellectual capability is important, but intellectual capability is not everything. That is the one of the goal which I would like to address here. 11th point where the leaders can address could be reflect on. So I was emphasizing important and importance of the 10th point that don't rely on the intellectual preparations. 11th point could be reflect on what you have learned or what we have learned, that this is really important that we need to understand and act upon. So reflection here, the idea is related to the act, that So these are the ways where leaders of an organization, leaders of an employer, leaders of a family, or leaders of a society can address these issues simultaneously with these important features. And 12th point, which is very important, is prepare for a change world. That some people are very reluctant to welcome the new practices which are coming up, which we have experienced in the past 3-4 months due to pandemic. So we have to be flexible enough and prepare for a change world, and we have to adopt. So this is an opportunity. Many people, they say that, okay, this is really an opportunity for us to understand, to be sync with, to have in various different experiences for the future. This is a last important, I think I'm going to end my session of the webinar. So these are the 3 C's for the business survival is important. One, we need one cash flow. So as the Indian scientist was talking about the cash flow, the other one is the communication, that we have to be intact with the communication. We have to be fair in our communication so that there won't be any contradiction as far as the communications are concerned. And another important aspect is the CARE Act. CARE Act means that we have to be careful for ourselves, for the others also, for the employer, for the organization. So if you see in totality, this is the 3C circle where the business survival is really much important and playing very significant role in our new business. So with this was thank you much for patientful listening, and I welcome your feedback, and I wish that this webinar is a success, and people across the world would share different views on the which we had today. And I hope and I wish a happy and healthier and safety life. Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
Thank you very much, Dr. Rameshwar. It was really wonderful to see different aspects, starting from the corporate social responsibility to implications, focusing on the HR practices, and so many topics in this content.